All right, hey, welcome back. Crazy stuff going on. Some of it right here, bang, in my own hometown, with business owners getting fed up with this government intervention and locking down business, all this other crap. But in the same time, there are macro issues that still affect our country. Some of the people most affected by the COVID, 85% of the deaths in the country were people over 75. And many more of those people don't even realize it yet, but wherever they live, their state, their public employee retirement system is probably underfunded. And this whole retirement gap thing is scaring the crap out of people. And somebody who knows it inside and out, my good buddy Joe Hagan joins us right now. He's the CEO of Wealth Colony. And Joe, me and you have known each other for decades, and you know, in the time I've been around, you know, I embraced the whole Bitcoin lifestyle about 5 years ago. Many people that I knew told me I was crazy, you're nuts, this, that, and the other thing. I'm not trying to take any credit. I just believe in entrepreneurial things. But it sure seems like the Apex product that Wealth Colony is telling everyone about right now, and the special offer they have right now, to me, I rarely have seen a product where you can take volatility out of the investment completely, so you get a fixed return, and you have your principal guaranteed by an insurance policy. Tell people where this may fit in their portfolio, and what the considerations are, and what they may learn on today's webinar.
Sure. So I appreciate that entrepreneurial spirit. Back in 2014, our original service program, we mined Litecoin for the entire year. And this is a totally different dynamic, but it's about being early in a changing new asset class. That was the same for crypto as we believe it is now for data. So the sector, believe it or not, John, has been booming since before the pandemic. Price Waterhouse put out a report that said since 2018, alternative investing is up 60% to 15 trillion. So it's not new. I just think the pandemic has had a lot more people, young and old, say, what am I doing with my retirement account? And how do I decrease the exposure to the stock market volatility when there's a pandemic, anything geopolitical, all of a sudden now their retirement account has to come into question. And do I retire later or sooner? So a lot more people are taking a look and saying, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have so much exposure to the market. And to your point, in January, Forbes edition had an article about how alternative investing can really improve your portfolio. And in fact, they say you should have 30% of your portfolio in asset-backed alternative investments. And if you're really conservative, then 20%. So the pandemic has more and more people looking at this closely. So it's something that people are gravitating towards. They're looking at like a lot of things in life, right? With people quarantined at home and, you know, everything you're discussing with kids. I have two kids just graduated college. They didn't get a ceremony. And I have 3 kids at home that are homeschooling. So there's a lot of different things that people are looking at, and you're spot on with this whole retirement gap. People want to understand more, and we can help them on our webinar today understand, see if it's a fit for them.
Right. So I'm working with Wealth Colony to try to raise awareness. I am talking to people every single day and every single week. And Joe and I have started an initiative here where every Wednesday we have a little informational webinar. No cost, no gigs, no credit card, no fees. Come on, hear out the topic, take a look at it, see if it's interesting to you, if it's suitable for you. And Joe will let you know, if it, it qualifies for some self-directed IRAs, so you can even possibly help your retirement savings by using the Apex program. Is that right, Joe?
Absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of people that, are even less liquid now that the pandemic started because they've had to tap into reserves. But you don't need to be liquid to invest in this if you have a 401k or a traditional IRA. You can put it in a self-directed IRA. You can maintain your tax-protected status. And if your IRA is not earning close to 20% a year and doesn't have a secured guarantee with an insurance policy on your principal, then you really owe it to yourself to take a look at it and learn more, because it's really making a difference.
Joe, I rattle off the simple talking points, but just for our audience out there who really doesn't understand the real pandemic, their retirement savings and the retirement gap, What are some of the numbers on how badly people have been fooled into thinking they have enough savings?
Yeah, and the sad part is it's not. It's really a national separate financial retirement pandemic, if you will, because I think most people bought into the whole the financial planner, and most of them are really good folks. Okay, but their goal is to have all the assets under one roof, so they really can't opine on whether or not an alternative investment makes sense or not, because then they may have to take a trip to the compliance office. It could be considered selling away. So they stay away. They stay in their purview, and it makes sense to them because they get fees based on what their assets are under management. So I think they miss out on a lot of different institutional type opportunities that gives them diversification and income. And at the end of the day, if a portion of your portfolio is in something that's asset backed and has security, at the very least, your principal is not going to decrease, and you have an opportunity to earn some significant income. So a lot of it is, there's moving parts as far as understanding a new asset class, and that's what our webinars are for. More people want to learn more, and they can't count on their advisor really to turn them onto it. So at the end of the day, we do a lot more of these webinars because people are out there looking, trying to understand, how can I have my retirement account make 20% a year? Okay.
Right.
How can I take some other money that's in a regular account and just diversify it and put it into something that's going to give me income every single month and protect my principal?
Yeah, I mean, when I was with, my company was sold to Overstock.com, then I joined Overstock, and I was one of the founding members of their cryptocurrency division, T0, which has been breaking all kinds of barriers in new asset classes. And then when I've known about InvestView, the public company that owns for years, but when I heard about Apex and I heard about, wow, this is a fixed return with an asset back, with a guarantee on the principal, I was like, wow, it sounds too good to be true. But sometimes that scares people off. But that's why we're doing this campaign. It's not a flash in the pan. But I will tell you this. I believe, Joe, Wealth Colony is doing something special right now with Apex, where I think till June 15th or something, there's a volume discount. If you decide that it's for you and you buy 4 Apex packages, you actually get one for free, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That is, they're not only taking that away, we have it grandfathered in for a limited time for our customers from Liquid Lunch TV, the viewers. But I believe this entire model is going to be not available to retail anymore. There's not very often, John, that you have retail investors at the same playing field with timing and pricing as the institutions. This is one of those times. I got early into cryptocurrency in 2014 because I had somebody that worked at one of the top prop shops, in the world. They're the largest market maker of Bitcoin now. I just happened to coach baseball with him in town.
Wow.
And he turned me on to it. We decided to do it. We did nothing for 2 years, but the reality is it went up. It was hyperbolic moves a couple of years later.
Joey, we got to wrap it up right there.
Yeah, this is totally different than that. I'm saying, this is totally different than that type of move.
Got it. Joey and I will be on the webinar at 2:30. Check it out. Here's more about Apex right now.
Most financially successful people own assets that make them money while they sleep. They usually own real estate, vehicles, intellectual property, equipment, and more. These assets make passive income through leases, subscriptions, royalties, and fees that don't require time, energy, or attention. Your assets do the work, and you collect the check. So what kind of asset should you buy? The most valuable companies in the world, like Amazon, Google, and Apple, all have the same thing in common. They make a majority of their revenue from data technology assets, storing, collecting, processing, and providing data. It's all about the data. What if you could own data tech assets with a low upfront cost? Introducing Apex, a proprietary technology built to process and mine data and render artificial intelligence and 3D gaming at exceptionally high rates. Apex Tech has partnered with SafeTech, a subsidiary of a publicly traded company called InvestView. SafeTech's business model leverages Apex technology to disrupt the multi-trillion-dollar data tech industry, giving you the competitive advantage. SafeTech's growth strategy is to capture a significant share of the market. SafeTech will enter into a 60-month lease with owners of Apex Systems. Why would they do that? Why not just buy all the equipment themselves? The same reason most companies lease instead of own: to scale quickly without the upfront costs and for the tax benefits. So how do you get started? You purchase an Apex system. Then you can lease it to SafeTech for 60 months at a rate of $500 per month. That's a total of $30,000 paid to you over the life of the lease. So what's your responsibility besides purchasing the Apex system? Nothing. During the lease, SafeTech is responsible for any maintenance costs to keep things running for you. Just collect a check every month for the next 60 months. This tremendous financial opportunity positions you to follow the strategies of the financially successful. You can leverage data technology to produce passive income that generates revenue without your time, energy, or effort. This is what is meant by creating multiple streams of income. But the opportunity to participate will not last forever. If this concept fits your financial goals, take action today while you still have the chance.